Okay, back to square one, or starting from here. I'm just gonna finish it. I took some alcohol, so I feel a lot better. Here you go. Namaste. Kim Pang Are Charitam Tapas Vinyanayam Yadiyam Pavaniha Yadiyam Avaniha Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nurat Nutaram Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutaranu Subhagam Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutarat Subhagam Savinaya Krishna Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutaram Savinaya Krishna Saratanatana Nayatam Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutaram Savinaya Krishna Saratanayatam Savinaya Krishna Saratanayatan Nutaram. Help me, please help me. From the mouse. Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutaram Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Shivata Samakara Sukhapada Pangakuti Pildina Bina Vitura Adurasiyam. From the mouse. Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nuratam Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nuratam Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Shivata Makara Kura Pada Pangakuti Makara Kura Pangada Pangakuti Pildina Banui Binna Pitura Durasiam. From the mouse. Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Vishata Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Shivata Makara Sukura Pada Pagankuti Pildra Vinna Vitura Turasiyam. Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutaram Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Shivata Makara Kuran Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Shivata Makara Kura Pada Pangakuti Pildra Bina Vitura Durasiyam. From the mouse. Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Shivata Makara Kukura Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Vishiva Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Suphaga Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutara Bhagava Shivata Makara Kura Pada Pangakuti Pildra Bina Pitura Durasiyam. I'm gonna get it. This is not my first time. I've got 9 hours doing this. I don't care if somebody wants to harm me doing this, I'll fight them. Savinaya Krishna Saratanayata Nutaram. Charlie Kirk was assassinated for talking to college kids. Crazy extreme. So I have all the right to protect myself. If somebody wants to harm me while I'm doing this, I will kill them. Yeah. If somebody's this is my own studio, somebody's gonna intrude my studio and harm me while I'm doing this, I will kill them. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Dunat Nutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supagam. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga Viship. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Natara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayatam. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayatam. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Turaka. Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supagam. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayatam. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara tu. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga Shivata Makara Kura Pada Goti Pildra Bino Piturang Durasiam. Like the mouse. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. It means something's gonna happen in this world because it seems like a big deal. This word, this 50-syllable word, is a big deal. Maybe in Japan, I don't know. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Yatanam. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Yata Nutara Supyaga. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga Shivata Makara Kura Pada Pangangoti Pildra Bino Bitura Durasia almost. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga Shivata Makara Kura Pada Pangangoti Di Pilda Vina Piturang Surasiya Durasiya. Here we go. Same please. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Tunu. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata. Sabinaya Krishna Saratam. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Yatnata. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Yata Nutara. Sabiyana Krishna Sarata Yatana. Sabinaya Krishna Saratanaya. Sabinaya Krishna Saratanaya Natanu Natara. Sabinaya Krishna Saratanaya Tanutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Saratanaya Tanutaram. Sabinaya Krishna Saratana Tanutara Supaga Shivatama Kak Akura Pada Pangangoti Pildra Bino Bituranga Durasio from the mouse. Sabinaya Krishna Marata Mayata Nutara. Sabinaya Krishna Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga Shivata Makara Kurapada Pangakuti Pildra. Oh man. Sabinaya Kurushana Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga. Sabinaya Kurushana Sarata Nayata Nutara. Sabinaya Kurushana Sarata Nayata Nutara Supaga Shivata Makara Kurapada Pangakuti Pildra Bina Bitura Turasiam Kurapanosiam Mama Dravina Padabim Sujayanan Tian Temanam Jan Salvatahe Kurta Kautukam Duvijinam Sabalgan Pavalgan Pavalgakamanam Devayajanam Karoti. As soon as I said that word promptly, something like somebody just made a noise. Api Suvidisam Paravanu Dupatiranam Murugapati Payana Muruttamataram Murugapati Payana Mutam Murugapati Payana Murutamat Murugapati Payana Muruttamataram Murugabalakam Sivashrama Pari Prashitamanukam Payam Sivashrama Pari Prashitamanukam Payam Gurupana Jalakata Gurupajanaka Gurupana Jana Batasalaha Paripatiha. From the mouse. Somebody's definitely in the wrong. It's not me. Api Sividasam Bhagavanu Dupitaram Dupatiranam Api Sividasam Bhagavanu Dupatiranam Murugapati Payana Murutam Mataram Murugapati Payana Murugapati Payana Murtamataram. From the mouse. Api Sividasam Bhagavanu Dupatiravam Api Sividasam Bhagavanu Dupatiravam Api Sividasam Bhagavan. Give me one second. From the mouse. From the mouse. Api Sividasam Bhagavanu Dupatiranam Murugapati Payana Murtamataram Murugabalakam Sivashrama Pari Prashitamanukamampayam Sivashrama Pari Prashitamanukamampayam Gurupana Jana Batasalaha Paripati. I'm gonna try to say it in one go. Api Sividasam Bhagavanu Dupatiranam Murugapati Payana Murtamataram Murugabalakam Sivashrama Pariprashita Manukamampayam Gurupana Jana Batasalaha Paripati. Moving on. Kim Vatama by this one I'm not gonna even. I'm at 25, 7 more to go. Kim Bhatma Bhai Bishile Shoju Barada Bada Hana Shikha Pirupa Tapyamana Hurudaya Satalana Linikam Kim Bhatma Kim Bhatma Bishilem Kim Bhatma Bishile Shashivaram Sajubaram Kim Bhatma Bishile Shashivaram shojuvanam, kim bhatama babishulim, kim bhatama jabishule shojubara dabadahana, shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. From the mouse. Kim bhatama Kim bhatama bishule juban. Kim bhatama Kim bhatama juban. Kim bhatama bishule Kim bhatama bishule jubara bada bhana shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. From the mouse. Kim bhatama bishulem shojuvan. Kim bhatama vishulim. Kim bhatama bishule shivan shojuvan. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. From the mouse. Kim bhatama Kim bhatama bishule shojubaram. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. One more. Kim bhatama bishule shojubaram dabadam. Kim bhatama bishule shojubaram. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabadam. Kim bhatama bishulem. Kim bhatama bishule shojubaram. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. Almost. Kim bhatama bishule Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyam. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. Kim bhatama bishule shojubaram. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyam. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabadam. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana dabada. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. Okay, from the Kim bhatama bishule shojubaram. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabadam. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabadam. Kim bhatama bishule Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. Almost. Kim bhatama bishule shojuban. Kim bhatama bishulem shojuban. Kim bhatama bishulem. Kim bhatama bishulem. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabadam. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabadam. Kim bhatama bishule shojubara dabada hana shikha pirupatapyamana hridaya satalana linikam. One more. I got it right that time. Yeah, it definitely is connected to some blockage. That's why it's so hard to say. Whenever there's a hard word to say, no matter how long it is, it means there's a blockage there. Kim bhatama bishule shojubaram. Kim bhatama bishule
Kim Bhata Maja Shilasha Jibara Dabada. Kim Bhata Maja Shilasha Jibaram. Kim Bhata Maja Shilasha Jibara Dabadam. Kim Bhata Maja Shilasha Jibara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana Hradaya Satalana Linikam. Linikam. Mamupasata Muragita Nayam. How do I want to do this? I'm gonna do it one more time. Kim Bhata Majabi. Kim Bhata Majabi Shilasha Jibara Dabada. Kim Bhata Maja Shilasha Jibara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana. Kim Bhata Maja Shilasha Shiv. Kim Bhata Majam. Kim Bhata Maja Shilesham. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesham. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabadam. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesham. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesham. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana Hradaya Satalana Likanam. Blinikam. Must stop at the end. Kim Bhata Majam. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivaram. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanani Shika. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana Hradaya Satalana Likanam Linikam. Satalanani Lal Satana Linikam. Satalali Satana Linikam. Satana Linikam. From the mouse again. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabadam. Kim Bhata Maja Shilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana Hradaya Satalana Linikam. Lanalini Lanali Lana Linikam. Lana Lin Nana Nana Lana Linikam. Lana Lin Nana Linikam. Lana Linikam. Lana Nil Lana Lana Li Lana Linikam. Lana Lin Lana 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 Nil Lana Linikam. There's definitely a blockish there. Lana Li. No, it's the ending word. Lana Linikam. Lana Linikam. Lana Linikam. Lana Linikam. Okay, from the mouse. Lana Linikam. Kim Bhata Maja Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivaram. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanavi. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabadam. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana Hradaya Satalana Linikam. Lana Linikam. Almost. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana Hradaya Satalana Linikam. Kim Bhata Majam. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana Hradaya Satalana Linikam. One more. Kim Bhata Maja Shilesha. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyam. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Han. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivaram. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyam. Kim Bhata Maja Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha. Kim Bhata Maja Bishilesha Jivara Dabada Hanashika Pirupata Pyamana Hradaya Satalana Linikam. Almost. I'm gonna get it, but it could take me 5 hours. I don't really give a shit. That's the thing with me, is I'm gonna get through it. Somebody's gonna have to kill me if they wanna stop me. Some people have tried, actually. This is not my first time going against some demonic forces. Kim Mahatamajan, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davadam, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada Hanashika Pirupatapya Mana Hrodaya Satala Lana Linikam. Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada Hanad. Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javaram, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada Hanashika Pirupatapya Mana Hrodaya Satala Linikam, Lana 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 Linikam, Hush. Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davadam, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada Hanashika Pirupatapya Mana Hrodaya Satala Nina Linikam, Lana Linikam, Lana Linikam. It could take me hours and hours, but this is the whole like, I am gonna get through. I don't really care if somebody's gonna try to kill me. I'm gonna get through. And many have tried to kill me before. It's not my first time. I'm gonna get through. Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha, Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada Hanashika Pirupatapya Mana Hrodaya Satalana Linikam. Almost. A little more, maybe a little more alcohol too. I'm just wasting money. That's my biggest problem with all of this. If money wasn't a problem, then I would be just having fun right now. But you know, the more I vape cannabis, the more I drink alcohol, the more money goes out. You know, and then it's a lot of problems. And then I get angry. Okay, no, I'm gonna take more alcohol and I'll get through this somehow. Okay, 3 shots in 45 minutes, not too bad. Here we go. Namaste. Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada Hanashika Pirupatapya Mana Hrodaya Satala Linikam, Lana Linikam. One more. Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada Hanashika Pirupatapya Mana Hrodaya Satala Linikam. Satalana Linikam, Satalana Linikam. Kim Mahatamaja Vishilasha Javara Davada Hanashika Pirupatapya Mana Hrodaya Satalana Linikam. I'm moving on. Mamupasaratamrogi Tanayam Shishira Shanantandu Nuraga Gunuita Nija Badana Salila Murtamayaga Pasutipiha Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuitam Gagunuitam Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Nijam Vadana Salila Murata Mayaga Pasati Piha Shishira Shananta Nurai Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gu Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Niji Nijam Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Nijada Badana Shishira Shananta Nuraga Nu Gagu Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Nijaga Badana Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Nijag Badana Salila Murata Mayaga Pasati Piha. From the DL. Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Nijada Badana Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Nija Badana Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuitam Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Nija Badana Salila Murata Mayaga Basatu Piha. Almost. Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunui Shishira Shananta Nuraga Gunuita Nija Badana Salila Murata Mayaga Pasati Piha Sivatayati Ti Jump. Moving on. I'm not gonna try to get it in one go. Maybe this one. Or maybe that one. Alright, 7 more to go, and that's it. Evamakat mana manorata gola harudayo. Evamakat mana manorata gola harudayo. Murugadaraka pasana Savara Butakai Mano Yogaram Panotem Yogaram Panoto Vipramshitaha Sa Yogata Paso Bhagavadara Tana Lakushana no Kucham Bhagavadara Tana Lakushano Chucham Gatamitara time. Jatianantara Enokunaka Sangangaha Sakushana Nihoshireya Saprati Pakushoyatayam. From the arrow. Sakushana Nihoshireya Saprati Pakushatayam. Sakushana Nihoshireya Saprati Pakushatayam. Praga Parityakuta Dusitya Jahurudaya Pija Dasyam Dasya Eva Manantaraya Bihata Yoga Ramam Panosyam. From the arrow. Dasya Eva Manantaraya Bihata Yoga Ramam Panosyam Raja Shwe Paratasyam. Tavana Murugai Pakapocho no Palana Brina Nala no Shangeno Bigano Yata. From the air. Tavana Murugai Pakapocho no Palana Brina Nala no Shangeno Bigano Yata. Okay, from the air. Tavana Murugai Pakaposho no Palana Prinona la na Shnu Genua Biganos Yatan. Taking a little break. This is like solving a Sudoku puzzle with your mouth, pretty much. Because with long shlokas like this, I'm not even gonna try it in one go. If it's fewer than 3 lines, then I'll try it. I try to get it in one go, but right now I'm trying to get one word at a time. Danam Tabana Murugai Pakaposho no Palana Prana la na no shas Shogano Vigano Yatan. I wish they had put this finishing at like right there in that empty space right there. That would really help me. Besides it being a 30-syllable word. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prana Nalala Nanu Shone Shongeno Bigano Yatan. From the male's poem. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prina Nalala Nanu Shongano Bigano Yatan. That counts, but it sounded so drunk. So drunk. I have to say it again. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prana Nala. 1 second. Okay. From the mouse. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prana Lalana Nushongeno Bigano Yata. From the mouse. I'm sorry, it's gonna take me a while. At least I'm not angry. That's all that counts. The only thing that matters is that I'm not angry. Believe it or not. From the mouse. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prina Nala Nushongeno. From the mouse. The pointer, I mean. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prina Nushongeno Bigano Yata. It really challenges your speech pattern. It really does. It goes like, you're not supposed to think like that. Like, oh wow, thanks for pointing that to me, pointing out all these subtle things about speech. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prina Nalala Nushongeno Bigano Yata. From the point. It's gonna take me a while. How many other words are like these? One more? Maybe 2 more? Alright, maybe 5 more, just like that. But that's it. But nobody's gonna stop me. I'm gonna get it. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prina Lana Prino na la lana Prino na la lana Prino na la lana Nushongeno Ga Bigano Sayatan. From the mouse, the pointer. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prana Prino Nala Nushongeno Nigano Yata. Hi, can you help me? You have the power. You have done this before. I'm doing exactly what you have done 45 trillion years from now. Or 42 trillion years from now. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prina Nalala Nushongeno Bigano Yata. I'm gonna get it. It might take me 8 hours. I do not give a shit. I'm gonna get through. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prina Nalala Nushongeno Binagas Bigano Yata. Davana Murugai Paka Poshana Palana Prina Nalala Nushongeno Bigano Yata. That was really poor, but I got it like 91%. Muruga Paka Posho no Pang Lana Pri no La Lana no Shongeno Bigano Yatam La Lana no Shongeno. Yes, I got it. Oh my god. Okay, starting from here. I usually don't point when I'm not making a mistake, but I did it so correctly that I Atma nama hiriba kubilam. Atmana hiriba kubilam. This is the hardest literature in the whole Vedic literature. Shrimad Bhagavatam. Remember that. If anybody asks you, if you go to a bar, you want to make friends, you want to make girlfriends or whatever, you just say, oh, I studied Hindu. Most like the, really good literature. You should say, Shrimad Bhagavatam is the hardest friggin' literature in the entire universe, period. And you might get a girlfriend. Or not. Atmana mahirivas kubilam. Atmana mahiriva kubilam. That counted, but it sounded so drunk. I have to do it again. Atmana mahiriva kubilam. Duratikramaha. Kalaha. Karala patam. Karala pasam. Karala pasam. Apadyatam. You don't know how happy I am. This is Sanskrit. Inner dialogue, Sanskrit Shri. Tadangani mapi ma shiva vaiti ma nama tomoja mi banu shoshanandami pipi bikushamanwa. Meow. Help me. That's a really hard word. Tadangani mapi Masha Valtina Mata Baja Pasha Valtina Mata Baja Mi Banu Shoshan Jananta Mi Pi Kushamano. Okay, starting at the mouse. Namaste. Tadani Mapi Masha Valtima Nata Maja Mima Biban Shujo Jananta Mi Pi Kushamano. For anybody who's wondering, what is he doing? I am trying to pronounce a word which hasn't been pronounced before in about 450 years or so. With that comes a lot of personal attachment and spiritual, soulful, inner, central core. Your core being is attached to this thing. That's what's going on here. Nobody's said this the right way in the last 450 years or so. Tatangani mapi Mahashavaiti mana nama. You know what that means? It means like nothing makes sense in this world. If that makes sense to you, if what I said just now, nothing makes sense in this world. If that makes sense to you, if that statement, nothing makes sense in this world. If it makes sense to you, that means that's what I'm trying to solve right now, man. Tatangani mapi Baiti nama Majami Vanu Shojananta. I'm not gonna try to pronounce this in one go. I don't think so. I can't do it. Tatangani mapi, starting at the mouse. Tatangani mapi Baiti nama Majati mi Vanu Shojananta mi Pikushui bipi. Are you kidding me? Yeah, no way, man. I'm gonna just take one word at a time for this one. It's longer than 3 lines. That's my rule, I feel. Okay, just 1 page left. After this is chanting. I'm gonna release a lot of negativity through my chanting. This thing and whoever was messing with me, consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously, whatever you call unconsciously. Shame on you. Shame on you. Who prevents me to say these things? I'm not in the communist China, I could understand if I were in the communist China and I'm saying these things, they have all the right to kill me, but I am not in China. I'm just drunk. Tadang mapi Pashvavatilnama Tamajami Banu Shochanandami Pipi Kushamano. Almost. Holy crap, yo. Okay, there we go. From the maps. Tadani mapi Pashvavatilnama Tamajati Mivane. Tadani mapi Pashva Tadani mapi Pashvavatilnama Patilna. Tadani mapi Pashvavatilnama Tamajani Mibane. Definitely something is attached to that. Some negativity is attached to that word. Is that long 30 syllable word. Tadani mapi Pashvavatilnama Tamajami Ban Shuchochanantama Pipi Kushamano. One more. Tadani mapi Pashvavatilnama Tamajani Ban Mibane. Tadani mapi Pashvavatilnama Tamajani Mibane. Tadani mapi Pashvavatilnama Tamajami Banu Shochanandami Pipi Kushomano. Almost. Tadani mapi Pashvavatilnama Tamajami Banu Shochanandami Pipi Kushomano. Bologa Eva Pini Beshitan Mana. Yeah, I'm not gonna try. Eva Pini Beshitamana Visorogia Lokami Mamsa Murugena Kalebaram Murutamanu Na Muruta Janamanu Murtiritara Banan Muruga Sharia Mabampa. They could have made that into just one line, by the way. That's the word. Okay, starting from there, from the word. Muruta Janamanu Sumurti. Muruta Janamanu Sumurtiritara Banan Muruga Sharia Mabampa. From the mouse point. Muruta Janamanu Sumurtiritara Banan Muruga Sharia Mabampa. From the mouse point. Muruta Janamanu Sumurtiritara Muruta Janamanu Sumurtiritara Banan Muruga Sharia Mabampa. Almost. From the mouse point. Namaste. Muruta Janamanu Sumurtiritara Banan Muruga Sharia Mabampa. One more, that sounded too drunk. Muruta Janamanu Sumurtiritara Banan Muruga Sharia Mabampa. Moving on. 4 more and I'm done. This torture almost. Tatran pi ha pang Atmano Murugata Vakaranam Bhagavadara Tanasami Hanu Pavena Nusmurtia Prashamanu Tapyamana. Okay, I'll achieve saying this in one go. Hopefully within the next 3 to 5 tries, you'll never know. Tatanapi ha ba Atmano Murugat Tatanapi ha ba Atmano Atmano Tatanapi ha ba Atmano Murugata Vakaranam Bhagavadara Tanasami Hanu Pavena Nusmurtia Prashamanu Tapyamana. Moving on. 3 more. And I am not gonna try that in one go. No, thank you. That'll take me 3 hours. Aho kashutam parashuto hamatamabatam anupata diabdu bimukata sama sutta sangangasya. Starting from the mouse point. Aho kashutam parashuto hamatamabatam anupata diabdu bimukata sama sutta sangangasya. Bibikutam. Starting from the mouse. Bibikutapunuyo ranuyo sharanosiyan atamabatan atamani sabesho matamanang Bhagavati Vasudeva Dada. From the mouse point. Tadanushravana manana punena manana 상은길 따나라 타나누 수마라너 비요게나 슈냐 사카야 메바. That could take me a while. Okay, 2.5 shlokas left from the mouse point. Tadanushravana manana 상은길 따나라 타나누 수마라너 비요게나 슈냐 사카야 메바. Meow. I've drank enough. I've taken enough cannabis. I've taken enough alcohol. I've ran out of coffee. Maybe I should make more coffee. What else do I have to do to pronounce this word correctly? Help me. Whoever, if you are a good ghost, help me, please. This is your time. Your eternal husband is suffering. Tadanushravana manana 상은길 따나라 타나누스마라나 비요게나 슈냐 사카야 Āmēn. I got it right, but the rhythm was off. Thank you. Okay, so she really just helped me. I got it right, but the rhythm was off. So I'm gonna do it again. Tadanushravana manana 상은길 따나 Tadanushravana manana 상은길 따나 Tadanushravana manana 상은길 따나라 타나누스마라 나누스마라노 비요게나 from the mouse point. Tadanushravana manana 상은길 따나라 타나누스마라노 비요게나 슈냐 사카야 Āmēn 갈레나 사마비시탐. From the mouse point. 사마바시탐 사마히탐 갈투스니에남. I actually have that correctly. 갈투스니에남 만나스타투 보날마마 부타스양랑 노모르가수타마누. From the mouse point. 보날마마 부타스양랑 노모르가수타마누. 파리수스랑바. 이티아밤 비쿠더 닐베도 비스러지야 무르김 마따람 보날 바가바트 수고스와트란 무파샤마 시라 무니가너 다이담. That whole thing. Starting from there. What the hell is going on? 보날 바가바트 고스와트라 보샤마 무파샴. 보날 바가바트 고스와트라 무파샤마 시라 무니가너 다이담. 보날 바가바트 고스와트라 무파샤마. 보날 바가바트 고스와트라 무샴 무파샴. I'm close to the end, that's why I'm anxious. 보날 바가바트 고스와트라 무파. 보날 바가바트 고스와트라 무파샤 시라 무니가노 다이담. Munigane danitam, munigano dayitam, munigano dayitam. From the mouse point. Bona Bhagavata Goshwatara Mupashamshi Man. Bona Bhagavata Goshwatara Mupashaman. Mupashaman. Mupashama. Bona Bhagavata Goshwatara Mupashama Shilan. Bona Bhagavata Goshwatara Mupashama Shila Munigana Dayitam. Munigana Dayitam. Munigana Dayitam. From the mouse point. Bona Bhagavata Goshwatara Mupashama Shila. Bona Bhagavata Goshwatara Mupashama Shila Munigana Dayitam. Shala Gramam Palasatya Pulahashramam Kalanjarat Pratya Jagama. From here. Kalanjaran Kalanjarat Pratya Jagama. Last one. I should do that in one go. We'll see. The last word in that stroke. This word looks really, really hard. Tasaminan napi kalam prati kashamanaha saganga chicham prashamudu budu biganan prashamudu bigana atma sahacharaha shushikapalnodoro shushikapalnodoro biru tange paitamano Murugat Vani Mitang Basanamevan Kanoyana Muruga Shariram Til Todaka Kulina Mutus Hasalja. Yep, just like this is the hardest word in the whole. So I'm gonna try to get this in one go. Let me just see. Til Todaka Kulin Til Todaka Kulinang Kulinang Til Todaka Kulina Mutus Hasalja. Okay. So from here, the last. I can't believe I finished it. Took me 1 freaking hour on the second session after 4 hours in the first session. From the beginning of the last shloka. Tasmina napi kalam prati kashamanaha sanganga chacha prashamudu biganam atma sahacharaha Shushika palno turno viru time. Shushika palno turno ti viru time. Shushika palno turno viru time. Okay, from the mouse point again. Tasamina napi kalam prati kushamanaha sanganga chicham prashamudu viganam atma sahacharaha Shushika palno turno viru time. Paltamano Murugat Vani Mitang Basana Meva Murugat Vani Mitang Basana Meva Ganayana Muruga Shariram Tator Til Todaka Kulina Mutus Halja Til Todaka Kulina Mutus Halja. Okay, I'm gonna try to get it. I'll try it about 5 times. If I don't get it in the I'll try it 10 times, and if I don't get it in the 10th try, I will give it up. Tears. Tasmina napi kalam prati kushamanaha sanganga chacham prashamudu bigana atma sahacharaha sushika panaturna birutang paltamano Murugat Vani Mitang Basana Mevan Ganoyana Muruga Shariram Til Todakanan Gulina Murtu Sasaljam. I almost got it right. I messed up on the last word. Kakulina Til Todakakulina Murtu Sasaljam. Okay. That wasn't too bad. I think I'll get it. Yeah, there's definitely a merit attached to. There's merit attached to pronouncing or reciting the whole shloka or half a shloka or completing the sentence without a break. That's what I'm trying to do here. That's why I'm drinking and smoking cannabis and doing all that shit. Tasmin napi kang lam prati kashamana her sangram chicham Purashamudu bigana atma sahachara her Sushikapano kapano. You have no idea how you have to getting all the hard words right and then you mess up on the easy word one. Shushikapano turuna birutang. Okay. Tasamina napi kanlam prati koshamana her sangangara chicham changanga chicham. Tasamina napi kanlam prati koshamana her sanganga chicham Purashamudu biganam Atma sahachara Sushika panaturana birutang Paltamano Burugata vani mitata basana mevam Ganoyana Burugashariram Til todakakulin namburutu butu sazaljang. Are you kidding me? I messed up on the last butu sazaljang. I did everything right. Til todakakulin nambutu sazaljang. Just for the record. Okay, I'll get it right. That's the last assignment for me. Chanting is next. It's only, wow, I thought it was like 12 a.m. right now. It's earlier than that in my area. Tasamina napi kang lam prati kushamana her sanganga chicham purachamugudu. Tasamina nap. Let's take this seriously. Namaste. Last one. Tasamina napi kang lam prati kushamana her sanganga chicham purachamudu biganam atma sahachara her Sushika palnakuru. Are you kidding me? Tasamina napi kanglam prati kushamana her sanganga chicham purashamudu biganam atma sahachara her Sushika palnaturana birutang baltamano Burugata vani mitata basana mevan Ganoyana Burugashariram Til todakakulin namutu sasaljang. Are you kidding me? I messed up the last syllable. So that's called kaima. So, God is giving me a hard time because there's something that I did in my past, which kind of interferes with what I'm doing. It was so bad. That's what God is telling me. You should not get it right. If you did, I'll be angry. That's what God is saying. Okay, here we go. Tasamina napi kanglam prati kushamana her sangang achacham purashamudu biganam atma sahachara her Sushika panaturana birutang Valtamanum Burugata vani mitata basana mevam Ganoyanam Burugashariram Til todakakulin namutu sasaljam. Okay, I'm done. Namaste. That was my final boss. That's what I'm gonna say. Iti Shrimad Bhagavatam Mahapurane Paramahamsyam Samhitayam Panchamasakanante Parata Charite Ashitamotyaya. I'll say that again. It's the ending. It doesn't really count. This is the ending, closing statement. It means thus ends, chapter 8 of book 5 of Shrimad Bhagavatam, otherwise known as Paramahamsa Samhita. Okay. Iti Shrimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramahamsyam Samhitayam Panchamasakanante Paratacharite Ashitamotyaya. I can't believe I got through. How did I get through? Alcohol or Bacardi light rum. 80 proof, mother mother effer. Alright, translation without any interruption. I need to finish it. I can't do this forever, you know. I've been trying to do this for 8 hours. 5 hours I've been trying to do this. Okay. Here we go. And once again, there's no physical copy. Digital copy of the translations I'm gonna read you. If you don't understand it, I am so sorry. Discourse 8. Shri Shuka began again. Having bathed in the great river and having finished his routine of religious duties, as well as other unavoidable duties, one day Parata, as well as other unavoidable duties. One day Parata squatted on the bank of the river for 3 muhurtas, repeating the sacred syllable Om. Muhurtas means nearly 2 hours and a half. Meanwhile, on that spot, O king, a deer approached the river bank, all alone to drink water. While it was yet avidly drinking water, there arose a loud, deep, and hoarse sound, striking terror into the heart of all, of a lion roaring not very far from that place. Hearing the sound, that deer, which was shy by its very nature and looked with bewildered eyes, felt all the more perturbed at heart, overcome as it was with the fear of the lion, and precipitately leapt across the stream, its eyes swimming and its thirst not yet quenched. Even as the deer, which was big with young, took the leap, the fetus that had been dislodged through excessive fear came out of the vagina and fell into the stream, afflicted with exhaustion caused by the premature delivery, and the leap, as well as with fear, and straight from its troop, the female deer dropped down in some cavern and died. Moved with compassion at the sight of the helpless young deer, forsaken and being swept away by the current, the royal sage picked it up and took it to the hermitage, like a friend knowing it to be motherless. As Parata intensely thought of the young deer as his own and conceived an attachment for it by nourishing it, protecting it, caressing it, and humoring it every day, all his routine duties, including practices of self-restraint as well as his devotional duties, such as the worship of the Lord, came to be neglected one by one and actually abandoned in the course of a few days. Oh, torn from its class as well as from its near and dear ones, and alas, brought under my protection by the fast-rotating wheel of time, this helpless young deer has accepted me alone for its parents, kith and kin and mates, knowing no one else, and has great confidence in me. Hence it behooves me to nourish, protect, gratify, and fondle in an uncavilling spirit this fond, exclusively depending on me, knowing as I do that it is sinful to forsake him who seeks my protection. Surely worthy and pious souls who are given to self-control and are friends of the poor ignore their own big interests for the sake of such creatures. Having thus developed an attachment for it, Parata's heart remained knit with bands of love to that young of a deer, even while he sat, lay asleep, sauntered, remained standing, ate his food, and on other occasions. I want to read it again, sorry. There's so many parenthesized words. So you have to scan. Having thus developed an attachment for it, Parata's heart remained knit with bonds of love to that young of a deer, even while he sat, lay asleep, sauntered, remained standing, ate his food, and on other such occasions. When he thought of fetching kusha, grass, flowers, sticks for the sacrificial fire, leaves, fruits, roots, or water, he repaired to the woods along with the young deer, apprehending danger from wolves and dogs and other animals. Nay, when due to its innocence, it got stuck up at some place on the wayside, he picked it up and bore it on his shoulder. I'll read it again, sorry. Nay, when due to its innocence, it got stuck up at some place on the wayside, he picked it up and bore it on his shoulder out of tenderness, with a heart full of great affection, and holding it thus on his lap and bosom, experienced supreme felicity in fondling it. Even while performing ritual act, the emperor would rise at frequent intervals, and when he had seen it, he pronounced his benedictions on it with a reassured mind, saying, "May you be safe on all sides, my darling." At other times, he would feel extremely perturbed, like a miser who had lost his fortune, and sorrowing for it alone with a heart full of agony, and overwhelmed with grief at his separation from that young deer, and actually infatuated by an inordinate longing to see it, pitifully exclaimed, it is said as follows: "Oh, will that poor young deer, the offspring of a deceased mother, return, reposing confidence by virtue of its own credulity in me, a wicked and unlucky soul, deceitful as a cheat and hard-hearted like a hunter, and overlooking like a saint my wicked nature." I want to read it again. That's a beautiful sentence. Oh, will that poor young deer, the offspring of a deceased mother, return, reposing confidence by virtue of its own credulity in me, a wicked and unlucky soul, deceitful as a cheat, and hard-hearted like a hunter, and overlooking like a saint my wicked nature. Shall I see it, grazing in safety tender blades of grass in the grove of this hermitage, protected by Providence? May it not be that wolf or a dog or any other beast roaming at... I hate that. May it not be that a wolf or a dog or any other beast roaming all alone or going about in herds will devour it. Lo, the Lord who has the 3 Vedas for his body and who rises for the welfare of the whole world is going down, but the pledge of the dole is not yet returning to me. Will that prince of a deer come back and delight me, an unlucky soul relieving the sorrow of its kith and kin by its manifold, delightful and charming fawn-like sports? When I closed my eyes in jest putting up a false show of meditation, it would approach me greatly agitated, and, feeling indignant through love, would strike me with the end of its horns, soft as a drop of water. When on the kosha grass, with the offering for the sacred fire placed on it being polluted, it was scolded by me. It got much frightened, and instantly abandoning playfulness, would sit like a young hermit with all its senses fully controlled. Oh, what austerities have been performed by this fortunate earth, who by the senses of impressions imprinted by the feet of that docile young of a black antelope, with their tiny, lovely, most propitious and soft hoofs, not only reveals the tracks of my fortune to my wretched self, robbed of his wealth and therefore miserable. I want to read it again. That's a long sentence. So these are the long shlokas translated. Very hard sentences. Oh, what austerities have been performed by this fortunate earth, who by the series of impressions imprinted by the feet of that docile young of a black antelope, with their tiny, lovely, most propitious and soft hoofs, not only reveals the tracks of my fortune to my wretched self, robbed of his wealth and therefore miserable, but at the same time adorns her own person on all sides, and turns it into a sacrificial ground for the twice-born seeking after heaven or final beatitude. May it be that the glorious moon god, who is kind to the afflicted, is protecting that young deer whose mother died from fear of a lion, and that has strayed from its abode. Or is it that he is soothing by the cool and placid? Or is it that he is soothing by the cool and placid slabber in the form of nectarian rays flowing copiously from his mouth through love? Me, the lotus of whose heart has been burning with the flames of wildfire in the form of agony caused by separation from my pet, and who have followed that young of a deer. I'm gonna read it again. Shloka 25. Or is it that he is soothing by the cool and placid slabber in the form of nectarian rays flowing copiously from his mouth through love? Me, the lotus of whose heart has been burning with the flames of wildfire in the form of agony caused by separation from my pet, and who have followed that young of a deer. Troubled at heart with such fantastic ideas, Bhagavatam was diverted from the practices leading to such union, as well as from practices in the form of worship of the Lord, by his own destiny appearing in the form of that young antelope. Otherwise, how could there appear attachment for the young of a deer that belonged to a different species, in one who had already left his own sons, so difficult to part with, as a direct impediment to final beatitude? While the royal sage Bharata was lost in self-oblivion, the practice of yoga commenced by him having been thus interrupted, and his mind engrossed in the thought of nourishing, protecting, humoring, and caressing the young deer, the hour of death, which is difficult to overpass, and which approaches with terrible speed, arrived even as a serpent would run up to the hope of a rat, continuing even at that time to look intently on the deer. 27 right now. Shloka 27. Continuing even at that time to look intently on the deer that was lamenting by his side like a son, with his thought fixed on that animal alone. Bharata, on quitting that body, simultaneously with the deer, attained the body of a deer, as any other mortal would do. Of course, the memory of his previous life did not leave him, as did the dead body. I'm going to read it again. That's a really good shloka. 27. Continuing even at that time to look intently on the deer that was lamenting by his side like a son, with his thought fixed on that animal alone, Bharata, on quitting that body, simultaneously with the deer, attained the body of a deer, as any other mortal would do. Of course, the memory of his previous life did not leave him, as did the dead body. Recollecting, by virtue of the sustained endeavors to propitiate the Lord, even in that incarnation, the cause of his being reborn as a deer, and repenting bitterly, he said, "Oh, how painful it is that I have strayed from the path trodden by the self-poised, in that even though I had completely shaken off all attachments, and strong-willed as I was, have retired to a lonely and holy forest, my mind, which had been wholly devoted to and thoroughly concentrated in Lord Vasudeva, the self of all selves, in course of time, every hour of which was utilized through diligent application to sacred." I'm going to read it again. It's a long sentence. Shloka 29. How long was that? This is the one. Oh, how painful it is that I have strayed from the path trodden by the self-poised. Oh, how painful it is that I have strayed from the path trodden by the self-poised, in that, even though I had completely shaken off all attachments, and, strong-willed as I was, had retired to a lonely and holy forest, my mind, which had been wholly devoted to and thoroughly concentrated in Lord Vasudeva, the self of all selves, in course of time, every hour of which was utilized through diligent application to sacred pursuits, such as constantly listening to, fixing one's mind on and duly chanting his names and praises, worshipping him and incessantly thinking of him, slipped in no time after the young of a deer, a fool that I was. That's that whole thing. Should I read it one more time? I'm gonna read it one more time. Oh, how painful it is that I have strayed from the path trodden by the self-poised, in that, even though I had completely shaken off all attachments, and, strong-willed as I was, had retired to a lonely and holy forest, my mind, which had been wholly devoted to and thoroughly concentrated in Lord Vasudeva, the self of all selves, in course of time, every hour of which was utilized through diligent application to sacred pursuits, such as constantly listening to, fixing one's mind on, and duly chanting his names and praises, worshipping him, and incessantly thinking of him, slipped in no time after the young of a deer, a fool that I was. Okay, 31 and 30 and 31. With this feeling of remorsefully disguised, Bharata forsook his mother and returned from Kalanjara to the hermitage of the sage Pulasatya and Pulaha, also known by the name of Shalagrama Kushwatra, a site consecrated to the Lord, and a favorite resort of hermits naturally given to self-control. Awaiting his death, and terribly afraid of attachment, he lived there too, all by himself, subsisting on dry leaves, blades of grass, and low shrubs, and looking forward to the exhaustion of the stock of Kaima, responsible for his birth as a deer, and cast off his bestial form, a part of which had been laid under the water of the holy river. That's it. Thus ends the eighth discourse. Thus ends the eighth discourse, forming part of the story of Bharata, in Book 5 of the great. Thus ends the eighth discourse, forming part of the story of Bharata, in Book 5 of the great and glorious Bharata. I can't. I'm tired. Thus ends the eighth discourse, forming part of the story of Bharata, in Book 5 of the great and glorious Bhagavata Purana, otherwise known as the Paramamsa Samhita. I am done with Sanskrit reading today. I might not read Sanskrit tomorrow. I've done a lot. Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna have dinner and then get to chanting. I will live stream chanting in 1 hour. That'll get rid of all the stress that I have right now. You have no idea how much stress I have right now. Have a good day. Money. Namaste. Shalom.